Yo, what is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to episode 2 of Rogue to High Rated. We are back again with another duel analysis on my journey to become high rated with a Rogue deck. Obviously, as you guys know, I'm on Speedroids currently, was on Speedroids in the last episode, which, by the way, if you guys haven't seen the last episode, I'll leave a link to it up in the top right for you guys to check out. I played against Sword Soul, so if you want to see me going over that particular match, definitely go check that out. But today I actually decided I would play some ranked dueling book, and I ended up playing 3 matches. And we're going to go ahead and go over the first match I actually played today. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into that. But really quickly, I just want to remind you guys, if you want to support the channel more than just by, watching videos, which is always enough, but if you want to go above and beyond, consider checking out the ways to support the channel down in the description, either by using my affiliate link for TCG Player or using my discount code WinnerKill off at checkout, or maybe even becoming a member of the channel today. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. And I'll go ahead and turn the sound down here for the DB noises, because I kind of like them. I kind of like the DB noises. So let's go ahead and take a look at opening hands here. This is my opponent, Reaper V8, with 718 rating, and I was currently 725 rating here on the bottom. And opening hand, we have Red Eye Die, Ultra Hound, Piper, Butterfly, and Terratop. So like a pretty solid opening hand. Terratop and Butterfly conflicting a little bit with each other. But it's not really too big of a deal. In fact, if this were Wandering Griffin Rider with this hand, it would pretty much pan out exactly the same, where I would have to, normal summon the Terratop, whatever. My opponent opened up Bird Call, Nib, 1-for-1 Order, and Fractal. And what a great hand to lose a die roll into. This guy's hand was absolutely insane. I see him lead with a Bird Call, and of course, I don't see any going second cards. He's going to go ahead and grab the Warbler. And then he fires off the Fractal, and I actually just go ahead and scoop here because I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to dump the Cobalt Sparrow, and then he's going to resolve Warbler Sparrow. And he also has 1-for-1 in hand too, which is insane. And he has the IO. I mean, obviously, he doesn't know IO is going to be completely useless against my hand because I have no spells, so he'll get no value out of that. But still, an absolutely insane board that's going to, be made here with just Warbler Sparrow. So I go ahead and scoop because, I don't want to give my opponent any unnecessary knowledge by attempting to play through the board that I know I cannot play through without any hand traps. I also, don't want to let my opponent know what I'm playing, obviously. And I don't want to sit through that either. It's a literal cutscene of a combo. So we're just going to go ahead and go right into game 2, where, of course, I am opting to go first. I think the only thing I sided in was Solemn Judgment. And I think I took out the Gozen matches. Although Gozen match, albeit not a terrible card against this particular deck, because, if you can catch them with Utopic Draco on field and they have nothing else, they're locked into lights and they can't access the rest of their engine. So Gozen match does tend to be a very high impact card against the deck sometimes, but I'd rather just have Judgment in over anything else. And I drew Terratop, right, both games, and my opponent drew IO both games, so fair enough. I guess he opened the Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. Little does he know, this card is completely dead against the deck. Imperm, Fractal, and a copy of Swallow. We had Marble Machine, Terratop, Recovery, Duke, and Car Turbo. So this hand is completely stacked. And I'm also realizing I could do a play here that would let me get into Crystal Wing prior to resolving Rubber Band Shooter. That's assuming that all my searches go through, because I could spec the Terratop, search Tekatomborg, normal the Marble Machine, search Rubber Band Plane, summon the Tekatomborg, tag for Duke, make Hagoita, summon Car Turbo, make Crystal Wing, then Duke out the Car Turbo, summon the Hagoita on that summon the plane. Or no, I wouldn't even need to summon the plane there because I'd have the Terratop on field to link off the Car Turbo and the Terratop. Go for Rubber Band Shooter, banish a 6, revealing Hound and Duke. If I get the Hound, I just normal the Hound, dump Gate, and then Synchro for Cork Shooter, grab a Gate, and then make another Crystal Wing. So it'd be double Crystal Wing with an extra Gate search, or I could even, reveal Piper too, and potentially make a Shen alongside that Crystal Wing and reveal some more cards to try to dig into a side deck card. So I wanted to go ahead and, go through that line really quickly. I also wanted to address something really quickly from the last episode. Somebody pointed out, why didn't I just use the Nibiru on the summon of that Long Yun token? And that's totally right. I really didn't need to let him get to Baron to burn the Imperm, I could have just held the Imperm for the next turn and used it as a, either a defensive card or going into the board, whatever it may be. So that's something I totally could have done. That's totally correct. And I will be showing you guys my deck list at the end of the video, so stick around for that. So we're going to lead here with the Terror Top, and I was really hoping my opponent would burn the Imperm there, because a lot of people, again, they don't know the deck, right? They might see a Terror Top. Well, I mean, this is blind, too. You also have to realize that my opponent hasn't seen what I'm playing in game one. So when he sees that Terror Top there, you could think a couple of things, like I'm either playing Phantom Knight or I'm playing Speedroid, which, I don't think that was probably on his radar. I wish I could ask him, but we're going to normal summon the Hound. Hound effect here is going to go ahead and dump the gate, and then we're going to go ahead and summon the gate, and we're going to go ahead and synchro into Cork Shooter, and this is going to go ahead and search me Wheel. And the reason I want to go ahead and search Wheel here is because I have Dendendeiko Duke in the hand already. And this is a very good backup sort of plan for later on in the combo. I can pitch Duke to the grave, very, very good discard, and potentially get a couple bodies on field to make more plays with through any high-impact hand traps. And luckily, my opponent only has an Imperm here, which is going to be very, very, very easy to play around. So we're going to go ahead and link 2 here into the Rubber Band Shooter. Imperming here would be pretty incorrect because we could just step into the Auroradon and make plays from there. But I don't even think... I mean, in all honesty, I don't really need to make Auroradon with this particular hand. I've already normal summoned... Or no, I didn't normal summon Marble Machine. That's right. I went for the Hound instead so I could go for the Cork Blaster to get access to the Wheel. And again, have that as a backup. Here I was thinking, I could banish a 7, revealing Duke and Piper. And then if I get the Duke, it's still the same, discard it for the Wheel. If I get the Piper, still the same, discard it for the Wheel. And then I have Duke already engraved with an extra Duke in hand as follow-up. So I banished an 8 here because I think I was trying to reveal Plane and Tekatomborg. When in reality, I probably should have revealed something different. Yeah, I probably should have revealed... I mean, honestly, with this hand, it actually doesn't matter because I already have a really good normal summon to follow up with the Rubber Band Shooter. So, like, I was gonna take either Rubber Band Plane or the Tekatomborg, but I think I should have revealed a Piper in there somewhere and maybe banished the 7. Because you can see I get the I don't get the Tekatomborg here, but it's fine. I get the Plane, which is just a free extender, and I think I was trying to go for the Auroradon route here, and I roll a 2 here, which is rather unfortunate. And we're taking a moment to think, and I go ahead and bring out the Tekatomborg with the recovery. So I guess that also worked out fine too. If I didn't get the Tekatomborg off of the Rubber Band Shooter, I could revive it out of the grave with a recovery. And this is something I think I talked about in that video I made with Aerosol, where we talked about, in certain hands, let's say you banish a 5 off a Rubber Band Shooter and you have recovery. It like completely changes the way that you can play out those hands, because if Terror Top goes to the grave and you get the Marble Machine, you're actually like honestly more happy with that outcome, because you can have a follow-up by recovering back the card you dumped to the grave. You're just setting up, a Monster Reborn by using a really strong Foolish Burial, right? So same thing, I guess, applies here. I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back, it works out in my favor because I can just recovery back the Tekatomborg, and it's basically all the same as just if I would have gotten it to my hand. So I go ahead and tag out here into... Yeah, so I decided to tag out into Piper because I do not have Piper access at this point. I could have chained Rubber Band Plane here to get an extra reveal. But I didn't want to do that here because, like, also holding Plane is really good for Nibiru. Because on the summon of the token, I can actually go ahead and summon Plane, and then I have a wind on field to be able to make plays with. So we reveal Primitive Butterfly and Ash. I'm going to take the Ash, of course, which could honestly just be enough against his particular hand. We're going to summon the Charge Warrior, and then I'm going to chain Plane here. Not sure actually why I chain Plane to this. We'll find out in a moment. Never Punish. We draw another recovery. Oh, okay. So that's why I did that, because I didn't go into the Auroradon yet. Now, what I should have done here is I should have either duked out the Piper or recovered out the Piper here to make Baron and then summon plane, and then go into Auroradon once I knew the coast was clear. Yeah, because I had already used Piper's effect, so I wasn't going to get a big excavate by, you know, holding the Piper until the Auroradon resolved. So this is a bit of a misplay here, too. Because if my opponent imperms the Auroradon, which I think he does, I would hope. Okay, so my opponent doesn't imperm the Auroradon. I don't know why. So we're gonna recovery back the Piper. We're gonna synchro 10 here, and we're gonna make Baron, and then we're gonna summon Car Turbo, and yeah, my opponent goes ahead and concedes there, because I was gonna go for Shen Shen. So we'd have Baron Shen Shen, plus the Ash. Which I think is probably going to be enough. I mean, to be fair, I probably shouldn't have gone for Shen Shen. I wish I could go back. I probably should have tried to establish a Crystal Wing there. Some way, shape, or form. Should have tried to get access to a Crystal Wing. And I don't really know if there's a way. I mean, I guess instead of going for the Charge Warrior, I could have tried to make a Hagoita, and then duked out the Piper later on, I guess, to make Baron with the tokens. But that's a little bit more susceptible to hand traps because, like, I don't know. Like Shen Shen's only halfway decent against this deck. I mean, it's okay in some hands that they have to like normal summon something to link into Almirage to get it to the grave, but I think ultimately maybe Shen Shen Baron would have maybe been enough. I don't know, but let's go ahead and take a look at the next game. So as expected, my opponent is going to go first. I open up Ash Nibiru. Would have rather this Ash be a Valor, a Gamma, an Imperm, because that way I'm just kind of preparing for the worst, right? Yeah, 100% just preparing for the worst, right? I want to be able to deal with that end board. An Ash Nib is good, but, you know, I'm going to be forced to Nib on the summon of the second Recital to deny him a search and also deny him F0, and then I have Ash for any follow-up bird calls or anything like that. But luckily, my opponent opened up Revolt, Canary, Swallow's Nest, which is an interesting tech, DD Crow and Nerval to my Marble Machine, Nib, Tekatomborg, Hound, and Ash. He's going to go first. He normal summons the Barrel Canary and immediately activates Swallow's Nest. So he's already committing 2 cards, like, right off the bat. Very, very subpar normal summon. Very, very subpar normal summon here. So I see this, and I'm like, you know what? If he has Gamma, he has Gamma, but he doesn't have the Gamma. And he changed the DD Crow here. I don't know why he did this. I guess he thought he could, like, pull a fast one on me and, like, additional normal his Nerval somehow, but, yeah. So he ends up just losing there on the spot because, you know, can't normal summon a second time, obviously, unless you have a very cool link, too, like Rubber Band Shooter. So, yeah, that ended up just being the match right there. No GG from the other opponent. And yeah, that's going to do it for the match analysis. I know this was a bit of a shorter match because the first game really didn't even happen. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at my deck list now because I told you guys I would show you the deck list. And as of right now, pre-Grand Creators, this is what my deck list is currently looking like. Very, very similar to the lists you guys have seen on my channel in the past. We have our 3 Marble Machine, 3 Hound, 1 Terror Top, 1 Tether Wolf, and the 3 Wheel. We have the, you know, for our starter accounts, 11 starters. We have our extenders. So we have Tekatomborg, 3 Car Turbo, 2 Duke, 1 Plane, 1 Piper, 1 Dice, 2 Primitive Butterfly, 3 Speed Recovery, 2 Duplicate, 3 Ash, 2 Valor, 3 Imperm, and the 3 Goes and Match in the main deck. And then our sideboard here we have 3 Nib, 3 Gamma, 1 Driver, 3 Cosmic, 2 Elstorm, and 3 Solemn Judgment. And in the extra deck, we have 1 Baron, 1, Shen Shen, 2 Crystal Wing, 1 Kite Drake, 1 Clear Wing, which I think in one of the future episodes, you guys will actually see this card come in clutch. Then we have Stardust Charge, Juju, Chambara, Hagoita, 2 Cork Shooter, 2 Rubber Band Shooter, and 1 Auroradon to round out the extra deck. The only thing, like, I wish, you know, I could fit in here would be like a Raptite, because Raptite does tend to be a really strong level 6 synchro to go into sometimes. And there are quite a few instances where I wish I had a Raptite still, but I just didn't have, like, I just don't have the room for it, obviously. So I'm going to really quick fast forward back to this one spot and see if I could have done something different really quickly. Okay, so right here I am seeing what I could have done differently. Still revive the Tekatomborg with recovery and still go for the Piper to reveal 2. We still find the Ash. And what I should have done here is actually go ahead and fire off Car Turbo right now and Synchro 5 for the Hagoita. And then from there, I could summon Plane on the summon of Hagoita, and then Synchro the Plane and the Rubber Band Shooter into Auroradon. So we'd have Hagoita, this, and then the 3 tokens. We could Synchro a token, or the 2 tokens, and this into Baron, and then summon out, you know, Duke out the car for the Crystal Wing. And that way we would end on Crystal Wing Baron. So yeah, that was a play. That was technically a play we could have done there. I mean, I also could have summoned car here, synchroed for Hagoita, then duked back out the car, made a Crystal Wing, and then we could have Hagoita bring itself back out, link off the Hagoita and the Rubber Band Shooter into Auroradon, and then use the tokens and the Piper for Baron, and ended on the same thing, basically. And I think I get to keep the Rubber Band playing there, too. So, yeah, definitely could have played this little part here out a lot better and made it a little bit more resistant to hand traps, because I was going for Shen Shen there, but I just don't think going for Shen Shen was the actual move. So, yeah. That's all I wanted to add to this part of the video there. I wanted to go back and actually revisit that. And there's the deck list again for you, those that wanted to see it. And that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much for the support on the new series. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up at the bottom of the screen right now. And as always, Winner Kills signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. And like always, I want to give a special thank you to our Divine Level channel members, and they are Tweeter0226, Ponystart, Cadillacs84, and Keith Sidgers. Thank you guys again so much, as always, for your extremely generous support.